YouTube, this is Victor on the Let Me Explain show, and today is a big day for Tesla. We're going to be talking about a lot about Tesla, but mostly the big news that it got included in the SP 500. So this news has been floating around for a long time, and people have been speculating about whether it will be added or not. After it met the fourth quarter requirements, that is profit, they were not included. But over the last 24 hours, Tesla is now in the S&P 500, or it will be included in the S&P 500. Now let's run some numbers over Tesla. So it's valued at $378 billion, which makes it the highest valued company to be included in the S&P 500. It was up 13% pre-market, 13% pre-market. That's a huge run for Tesla pre-market on the news. But throughout the day, it did lose some of those pre-market gains and ended up substantially lower. So the sentiment is split. In other words, the buy, sell, hold sentiment is split in the 30s. I think it's 38%, 30% range, with the higher part being in the hold range. It's interesting to note that the younger generation is not particularly interested in ETFs, but what they are interested in is individual stocks that are making a huge impact, making waves, making the news. So you have NEO, for example, which is really a top pick for the younger generation, and this kind of like skews the fundamentals and the way we look at stocks traditionally, because now we have a completely different game when it comes to data accumulation, which is information on the stocks, dissemination of that data, in other words, sharing that information, which in turn influences the movement of the stock. Because if you have 1 million youngsters sharing information on Discord, on Facebook, on Instagram, all these Twitter, on all these platforms, we definitely have a force to reckon with, because the old playbook is being really challenged here, where mainstream was the only place you would get information on it. Otherwise, it would be insider information. So now the platform for information is kind of like become more democratized, because you can search for a company's information online and get it directly from their website. You can get tweets from the CEOs. You can get information from other people who are doing research and sharing it in chat rooms. So I'm saying all this to say that the younger generation is really into these stocks that the mainstream has been overlooking, like Tesla. Jim Cramer, for example, took a stance on Tesla some years back and totally trashed it. But then he got to ride in a Tesla and was completely converted. I want to say two things about that. The first is that Tesla is more than just an automaker. They're a technology company making cars. And their cars do not fit the old paradigm of what a car is, because this is absolutely technology on wheels. But not only that, it even has an extra level to it. Tesla is the only car that doesn't depreciate after purchase. So because of the over-the-air updates and the ability for it to feed back into the grid, if you have the infrastructure for it, makes it an energy company in a sense. But also the idea of it getting better over time is something completely new to the car industry. So Tesla is a big game changer on that front alone. And the second thing I want to talk about is that when you look at Tesla as a car and as a car manufacturer, they've never spent a dime in advertising. We've seen adverts from other car makers, but Tesla has not spent a dime. And I want to go deeper into this because it's about the culture that Tesla is instilling in society. And some have dubbed it the Tesla effect. Once you get a ride in a Tesla, it will flip your mind. Basically, you'll be converted. And so Tesla has been selling mostly by word of mouth. And when you consider that with their sales numbers and their growth, without any advert pushing itself into the public domain and still growing at that rate, that's something to reckon with. The last thing I want to mention on Tesla is that versus Neo, I I did a video on Neo and thought it was a pump, and I didn't explain my reasons why, but I will explain a few of them here. Tesla is a game changer. When you look at the interior of Tesla, it has been rethought, redesigned, reworked on a minimalist palette, and the interior is distinguishable. There are other electric cars that have that minimalist look, but Tesla really took it on. I think they were the first to have that minimalist look to it. And when I looked at Neo, it really looked like a conventional car that was electric. There wasn't anything particularly definitive about the interior that made me feel like, okay, there's been a lot of design considerations there. And also Neo to Tesla, I really struggle with that comparison because Neo has done sales of up to about in the 10,000 range, and Tesla blows that away. Tesla has a charging infrastructure that's growing. They actually have the largest charging bay in the world as I speak on the 17th of November 2020, just to timestamp this. And Neo, on the other hand, prides itself on the exchangeable battery. So with the exchangeable battery, which takes 6 minutes to exchange, you can double up the range to get 700 or so kilometers to your range. But the thing is that Tesla has already laid out this amazing charging network in America. I speak from an American perspective. So when you consider Tesla's interest in the gigafactory, that's production of energy through solar, and also consider the charging network, consider the battery technology, which blows anything out there out of the water, we're looking at a monster. And I just want to put it out there that the old way of trading, the old way of looking at companies is fundamentally changing, because here we have a game changer still trading under the radar when it comes to mainstream. It did get mainstream's attention when the company started posting profits, but to look at it only as a car maker is a fundamental mistake. To look at it only as a tech company making cars is a big mistake. To look at it only as an energy company because of the gigafactories is a big mistake. Tesla is out to change the world. When you look at autonomous driving, they're way ahead of any other automaker, and very soon we'll be on full autonomous driving when it comes to Tesla. And what Elon Musk was talking about, the driverless taxis, they're gonna arrive sooner than we think, because as soon as they hit that mark of full autonomy and regulation goes through, Tesla is gonna take over the taxi industry. Tesla is going to take over the energy industry, because very soon a lot of people are going to be adopting Tesla technology to manage their energy needs. So my final take on it, Tesla is a giant. It's huge. And this is an opportunity to get in. I'm definitely getting in as much as I can on Tesla, because I think the future is Tesla. Have a good one. Okay, check this out. Tesla is huge. I don't want to lie about that. Look at, I'm a unicorn. I know these things. All right? And the way I look at Elon Musk and his Tesla car and his gigafactory and all this other stuff going on around, man, that's a horn. That's a real horn. Like mine. A real horn. You better get in Tesla, boy, before it's too late.